Welcome to Inside the Film Room, presented by Echo Power. I'm Kristen Ergel. We have a great show ahead. We will recap the Govs game versus Eastern Kentucky and go goal line to goal line with a Gov. A little later, we'll go one-on-one with a Gov student athlete and, of course, hear from head football coach Will Healy as we count down to kickoff against Eastern Illinois. The Governors take on Eastern Kentucky. The Govs make it 5 straight games they would jump on the board first. Kintel Williams, 38-yard scamper, then Oatsfall takes it in for the score. Touchdown Govs. Later in the first, Cordell Jackson picks off Alfonso Howard and returns it 15 yards. Later, Oatsfall would go 30 yards on a run to set up a Logan Birchfield career-long 45-yard attempt, and it's good. Later, Malik Davis picks off Howard and would take it 35 yards for the touchdown, pick 6, but a penalty calls back the score. Govs extend the lead with another Birchfield kick. A 43-yarder is good. Later in the third, how about a 4th down stop? Cordell Jackson stuffs it for a no gain. The Govs would have 11 stops behind the line of scrimmage, but the Govs fall short. Coming up, we go goal line to goal line with a Gov. You'll meet cornerbacks coach Rod Ojon. This is Rod Ojon. You ready to go goal line to goal line?
Absolutely.
Okay, you've been at some big programs the past couple of years, North Carolina, Memphis. What did you learn at places like that you're drawing from today?
Well, Memphis, I worked really hard, and I learned the hard work. Being under Coach Scott, he was a grinder, and he taught me that to be the best in the business, you got to grind and you got to pay attention to the little things. And I really worked hard over there. And at North Carolina, I learned attention to detail. Coach Chizik was big on attention to detail. He really believed everything on the field with splits, split variations. He was really close on attention to detail.
What do you take away from the effort you saw on Saturday?
Well, Coach Coop really preaches takeaways. He's really big on that, and he emphasizes it in every meeting. And when we get on the field, it's a competition to take the ball away. When the ball's in the air, we believe like guitars. We strive to be the best in pass defense, not only in conference but in the country.
Let's talk about your room that you coach. It's like a fun group of guys. Kiavis comes, Trent Taylor. What do those guys bring to the table?
Those guys are fun guys, have a lot of personality. Kiavis, Trent, Corian, Salisbury, fun guys to coach. They know when it's off the field. They have a lot of personality, and they laugh and they joke around. But as soon as we hit the field, it's business-like mentality. We stress technique big in our room, and those guys really strive to become the best technicians they can be.
You were born in New York and then grew up in Illinois. When did you know you wanted to be a college football coach?
Moving to Illinois, I was huge into basketball. Basketball was my number one love. And then I went to Illinois, and they said, look, man, you're 5'8". Basketball is probably not in your best interest. So my high school coach was big into the development of me as a person, because he took that father mentality, because I didn't have a father in my life, and made me love the game and really taught me the game.
What do you hope these players learn from you while playing on this field?
It's just life after football. Really taking ownership on everything they do off the field. We talk about being great husbands and being great fathers and being great men in the community. So hopefully they take that from me. And we have a big rule in our room. It's called the golden rule. So be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, doing the best of your ability. So if they do that every day, they'll be fine.
And who inspires you today?
My mama. My mama, shout out Mama Dukes if you're listening. She's everything. Like I said, I didn't have a father in my life, so she really took ownership of that. Growing up with four boys, had numerous jobs, and then also who inspires me is my group. Those guys come in every day, day in and day out, and just want to work. So I feel like I have to give it 100%. day in and day out, and just match their intensity in practice.
I've loved getting to know you. This has been fun. We've gone goal line to goal line.
Oh yeah, we did it.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Coming up, Bojangles Player Spotlight. We talked to Kintel Williams. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Bojangles Player Spotlight. Kintel Williams, running back. So I look at the NCAA stat sheet and I find your name at the top of the list as the leading rusher for yards per carry, second in all-purpose yards, second leading rusher in the OVC. What enables you to earn stats like that?
Probably my ability to just get in and out of my cuts fast and my work ethic, because I come prepared to work every game, every practice, just like I have a purpose, and I feel like I belong here. And a lot of people always doubt me when I was younger, so I just come with the mindset that I feel like I belong.
You're part of one of the nation's best rushing attacks. Why have you and others in this running game found success?
It's really because of the coaching staff. They put us in a great position in order for us to be successful. And we gotta, as long as we trust them and trust what they have planned for us, I feel like that works a lot. And then also with the other running backs, we just like to take out our weaknesses and like to point them out to each other and hold each other accountable.
You kind of touched on it, but what have you learned from your fellow teammates? Have you guys learned from each other?
Yeah, every time in film we give each other a hard time about what one person could have done, what one person could have improved on. So we hope that everybody takes it as a learning lesson. It's just like we have to carry on from our film onto our practice of what we need to work on.
I know you guys each of you kind of bring a different thing to the table. What do you think each running back brings to the table?
I feel Prince brings his physicality, which is always good. I bring my speed and agility. Trey brings his elusiveness and his ability to cut on the dime. And Ahmad brings his smart plays, because we all got to make smart plays, but Ahmad probably the most consistent when it comes with being a smart player.
You were number 5. Is there a significance to that number?
There's no big significance to me, but it's also a number that's been passed down in my family from my cousin Darryl Rollins Davis. He wore that number throughout into his high school career until he got to college. His younger brother, then it got passed down to me, and then his dad, even that dad wore that number. And so for me, it's just like a big family number. So I stuck with it after it was given to me.
It worked out for you. Now, as a running back, what do you take pride in?
I take pride in my ability to just be elusive, be able to make quick cuts, be able to run fast, be able to outrun the linebackers and stuff like that, because I started out as a receiver, so I'm pretty sure I'm probably one of the most loose running backs that we have. So in order for me to be quick on my feet and make quick decisions, I feel like that's what I take pride in the most.
You think it's a natural, probably a combination of natural ability and a lot of hard work. Are there some things that you work on to increase that speed?
Yeah, I mean, I go to speed school every day with Coach L every time we have it. So every day I try to improve my speed on getting faster and faster, because I understand that I have to be faster, and if I'm going to be fast, then I have to be fast.
Do you look up to any NFL players right now, or some as a kid? Anyone stand out to you?
None right now, but as a kid growing up, I always looked up to LaDainian Thompson. I liked his style of play, so it was just always exciting to watch him play. I even had his jersey when I was little.
Did you?
Yes.
What do you enjoy the most about playing at Austin Peay?
I enjoy the most about us being a family, because I understand that with us being a family, it brings on good chemistry to the team. So if you don't have that chemistry as a team where everybody's on the same page, then I feel like we won't be as dominant as we need to be. And so in order for us to be dominant, we have to have team chemistry and be one.
I know the football is not done here, perhaps an NFL career after that, but when football is all the way finished, what will we be seeing you do?
Sports anchoring, most likely.
Yes.
That's my dream job, but if that doesn't come to work out, then graphic design and whatever else falls in the category of broadcast, because I like to work with communications type stuff, like working behind the camera, with graphic design stuff, like making things and stuff like that.
Okay, so have you been doing some practicing with graphic design at all?
Yes, I've done a couple of projects here at the school. I made a poster, I made a movie cover poster, then I made a logo.
Very good. I'm liking this career. Okay, so can you take us out?
Coming up is Coach Will Healy as we count down to kickoff against Eastern Illinois.
I love it. Come take my job. Very good. That was fun. Welcome back, Coach Will Healy. You said something after the game that just really stood out, one of the best post-game interviews I've ever been a part of. You said the story of this season is not written yet. How they respond the next 2 weeks will be what people remember. Expound on that.
I believe that. I think that this will be a really good test of the character of our guys, our coaches, and our football team. I believe that after Saturday. You know, I mean, as heartbroken as you are walking off that field, I think you're just trying to build so much more than just a win in a game. You're trying to build a consistent, competitive program where your guys respond regardless of what the result is. Fortunately for us, we're at a time where every game is important to both teams, where every game you're going to have an opportunity to win, and if you make the plays down the stretch, you will. If you don't, then you'll feel like you did on Saturday. And I think that our guys will learn so much from how they respond to, you know, the heartbreak of last Saturday. One of the things that's great about athletics, when you do it the right way, is you put everything you have on the table, and you run the risk of being extremely disappointed at the end, or being extremely happy and feel like you left everything out on the field. And for me, I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, I was heartbroken. I mean, I felt like I wanted to throw up after that game because you feel like you've just given one away. But I think that the story of this football team will be how they respond and how hard they play on Saturday when all the chips are against them, when everybody feels like it's time to just lay in the towel, when nobody feels like there's anything left to play for. People will remember this team based on their resiliency and how they play football this coming Saturday in the next 2 weeks. And we got two great opportunities. Fortunately for us, you have another opportunity to step on the football field and make a name for yourself and continue to try to build this program. So I believe that. I'm excited about the challenge. You know, I woke up on Sunday morning, you know, this is why they call you coach. You know, it's not based on how you are when you're 8-4 and everybody across the country thinks it's the greatest Cinderella story known to man. It's how are you when things don't go your way, when the ball doesn't bounce your way, when you don't win some games that you expect to win, and how do you respond? How do you finish? And, you know, we talked about adversity this morning as a football team. These guys have always responded when their back's against the wall. They responded at 0-11. They responded at 0-2 last year. And they responded after being left out of the playoffs a year ago. So I don't expect any different. I know that we're going to continue to build a program that is competitive in this league for a long time. And we got to do the little things right at the end of games to be able to win some of them.
2 more games on the slate. A winning season would make it the first time a Govs team has had a winning season back-to-back since the 80s. How will you get your players to focus on that goal?
You know, I think the guys we have in that locker room will do it themselves. It's not me, you know, and I think that there were plenty of things that I did on Saturday that were that I didn't coach our football team very well. Plenty of mistakes that I made that I've got to take accountability for. And, you know, the timeout or the taking a knee at the end of the first half is not a very smart decision on my part. So there were plenty of things that I did that I got to learn from too, and got to put behind me and move forward and not lose confidence in my ability to coach this football team. But we got a great group of guys in that room, and they need to understand that the standard doesn't change, that the way our expectations of the football program don't change. That is to win football games and do things the right way on and off the field. And we're going to hold them accountable for it, and they'll respond. I got a lot of confidence in them.
Eastern Illinois is coming off an open week. What can you expect from them on Saturday?
Well, I know it's a tough place to play. We've been there before, and I know it's a really well-coached football team. I know they're putting up a lot of points, and you know, defensively they give you a little different scheme that we'll have to be prepared for. They'll play hard. They're physical. It'll be a very tough test, and we've got to mature from how we played on the road in games past, and finish the year on a really positive note, and make sure and be disciplined enough to give ourselves a shot.
What do the Govs need to do to win on Saturday?
Well, I think the turnover battle will be really big. We got to make sure that we win the line of scrimmage and that our guys are prepared and confident in our game plan. I think that we got to make sure and eliminate the big play defensively. They've made some big plays on some people. They got a running back from Clarksville that's a really good player. They got some wideouts that are dynamic weapons. And so we're going to have to make sure and eliminate the big play, win the time of possession. And for me, it's what type of week do we have in practice this week? We have to have a great week of preparation. And to me, the teams that want to play the most in November, the teams that want to continue to get better, the teams that enjoy being around one another, the staffs that enjoy being around one another are the ones that are set up for the most success. And we got to end the year on a very positive note because we still have a chance to do some really great things with this program and continue to build something here that can be really special.
Thanks, Coach. Kickoff is Saturday at 1 o'clock in Charleston, Illinois. For those of you who can't make it, you can watch that on ESPN+. Then head over to our social media sites. We'll have post-game with Coach Will Healy. Thanks so much for watching Inside the Film Room with Coach Will Healy. I'm Kristen Ergel. We'll see you next time.